Now we're cooking. It's the coach. This is the 2019 season.
Coach, this is such a special place. You drive through the streets of Green Bay, no tall buildings, quaint houses, and then boom, right there in the middle of the neighborhood is iconic Lambeau Field. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. They'll go with their leading rusher from a season ago. This is Aaron Jones. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. Well, you told me before it's great to be an athlete. A lot of great athletes out there. It's good to have instincts, and he has those.
I would take those above athleticism. If you know where the ball's going before anyone else can get there and block you, you can make up for lack of athleticism by being in the right spot at the right time.
They took him down in the backfield with those instincts. 23 yards the pickup there.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
On 2nd and 12, Rodgers eluding the pressure right. Now he'll pull it down. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And he finds his tight end, Graham. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the 43.
Brandon, lest my eyes deceive me, I think they found a matchup that they're trying to exploit here, don't you? I mean, it's the second time they've gone to him here on this drive.
Yeah, opening drive. It's a tone setter, right? I think they're going to be looking his way a lot.
Yeah, and I think that the way things are going right now, they like him as a featured receiver. Let's see what kind of adjustments the defense is going to make to try and take that away.
It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
And Anthony Barr just has it all as far as I'm concerned in terms of physique, athletic ability, and now he's versatile as well. When he came out of UCLA, he'd played outside linebacker, but also down defensive end. The Vikings can utilize the same sort of skills.
The pass complete to Ryan Graham. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating 1st downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's Dalvin Cook, 3rd year back from Florida State. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game. And
the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Zadarius Smith able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on third. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters, as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. That one good for 21 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. A good return there, 17 yards. And it'll be Packer football here, 1st down and 10. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Brought in over the middle by Grant. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. On 1st down, Rodgers. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks, because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Rodgers will bring him up to the line, 1st and 10. And he's completed all 7 of his passes thus far. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Anthony Barr got a real education at UCLA in playing not just his normal position of stand-up outside linebacker, but down defensive end. So he had to incorporate a variety of moves, take on bigger people. So he learned great leverage while he was there. That really helps him when he's trying to stop people running the ball.
Born in South Bend, Indiana. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Davante Adams, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. A reminder coming up later tonight, Sunday Night Football, a good one from Atlanta. Eagles and Falcons, 8:20 Eastern. And then tomorrow on Monday Night Football, Odell Beckham back in New York, back in MetLife Stadium. Browns and Jets, 8:15 Eastern on Monday night. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Cook following the penalty. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, people say bring in your tight end, keep him in. If you're running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 31-yard line. First down, here's the run with Cook. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And an alley to run. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Antonio Brown. His first touchdown here of the new campaign as they are now on the board here in the first half. They haven't fully climbed the mountain, but they've started the ascent here with that score.
I like that, right? I think they've left base camp now, okay? So they've started to move their way up the mountain. Long way to go, but at least they know it's manageable.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end. And Rodgers, he's getting ready to go again here on offense. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, and maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. A big play there on the catch and run, and even 50 yards.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
Here's Jones. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Rodgers got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week of the regular season. The connection made. It's Graham. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion. But he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
That catch good for 5. It's third down.
What a catch and one-handed. And I'm starting to lose my awe about the play. And maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the...
And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Aaron Jones, his second touchdown on the season. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
The catch and run, good for 24 yards. First down now, but that clock rolling. To throw, Cousins. And Diggs has it. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Cousins going to come up on a 1st and 10. And now he's going to use his legs. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against them.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Jair Alexander up to make the tackle. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Cousins to throw it this time. Open here, Adam Thielen. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. Bailey's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coach... No, I'm not mad at you for skipping halftime, but can I just have a sip of water real quick, please? Thank you. All right, let's go. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the 3rd quarter. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Zadarius Smith able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. 3rd and long for Cousins. And that is incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
Let's go. Slam.
On the counter, here's Jones. And they'll get him down here at the 23. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10.
Watch the safety creep.
Rodgers throwing quickly out to Adams. Some fancy footwork, but not much room to operate. Just up past the 25 and no further. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. On 2nd down now, it's Jones. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Give them 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Rodgers on the money to the tight end, Graham. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. The tally there, -8 yards. Leads to 4th down as well.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down.
And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. The first-round pick, Jair Alexander, making the tackle. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
Let's go, defense. Let's get off the field, defense.
On first down, Cook. Tremont Williams, a veteran corner there on the stop.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Cousins. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Working out of the gun, Cousins. He gets it to Brown, complete. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 44-yard line. We have played 3 quarters, and that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Kirk Cousins last year started all 16 games but only led the Vikes to just one fourth-quarter comeback like he's trying to do here. On the ground, it's Cook. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the fourth quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production, but how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
Cousins on target to Diggs. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 25-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver, but it's going to be 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 9.
I'm coming after you. Watch the ship. Watch the ship.
And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, not a big gain with that play, but what they're doing is they're spreading the defense out, probing a little bit, and what they're hoping probably is that later in the game, they can create a matchup that they can exploit for big yardage later.
Cousins to throw for it on 4th. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Back near the goal line. Here's Rodgers. And Graham's got it. Complete. Dropped. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
To throw, it's Rodgers. It's caught here by Adams. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Rodgers again now. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a first down. Trailing in the 4th, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
And now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
You better be ready next time.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here's Rodgers. He's got the tight end, Sternberger. A big gain of 28 as the drive continues.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there, picked up the first down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have, as well as they understand where they are in the field?
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They run on first down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Again, it's Jones. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. Touchdown, Packers! Aaron Jones, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
So Kirk Cousins in the offense. Down by 2 touchdowns. 1:36 to go. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Zadarius Smith in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
To try again after the sack. Cousins, and that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. And he's going to go down in the end zone. Cousins taken down for the safety. So that a double whammy. Not only do you have to give away the football, but the 2 points mean this is now a 2-score game.
And 2 doesn't seem like much, does it? But it means everything in this situation because now they have to look back, and ultimately that might be the play that ends up deciding this game.
Elsewhere, Ford Field, they're into the 4th quarter now. And you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Phillip Rivers, a single touchdown pass to this point in that one. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 29-yard line.
So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did.